not aggressive 2-3 zone. It's not like they're trapping out of it or doing things like that. They're just throwing the ball.
Chop is on the bench right now for Arizona State. McHenry nails the three. He was looking for a...
Abbey breaks the paint. McHenry's been hot in the second half, and that continues.
And bought into their rotations and their roles.
7 players have scored in this first half for Cincinnati. Back-to-back threes. Don McHenry.
The screen, and you make that second pass, and the weak side defender forgets about the cutter. They ran it to perfection, not able to make the bunny there.
McHenry in the corner, the foul and the finish.
Using both hands. All my old heads will appreciate that. The phrase term, yep. Carl Shackelford coined that phrase.
From getting to them, and they had to find an alternate aircraft for them. They didn't get to their hotel here in Salt Lake City until about 1:30 in the morning. Don McHenry, the chance for four.
Traore to McHenry. Shot clock under 10. McHenry dodging defenders, up and under. And a
Nice shot.
McHenry, top side, Traore. You bet.
So, Jams is shooting 56%, so that defense of the Utes is not great. I think Peterson needs to just be a little bit more aggressive.
Jaw dropped. That I don't know if that will ever be broke. Couldn't commit, or couldn't question his commitment to defense. McHenry breaks the paint. Hey, he's got it.
8 to the play clock. Kick out to Dawes. Head fake. Defender goes by. Fires a 3. Missed it. Rebound tipped up. Kept alive by Sanders. Offensive rebound. McHenry fires a 3. And it's a potential.
Welcome back to another episode of the Center Hub Draft Show. I'm Conrado Pascual, and today I'm joined by Utah guard Don McHenry. Don, how are you doing?
I'm doing good, my man. Appreciate you for having me.
Yeah, no, definitely excited to have you on the pod and everything like that. I mean, I think, in the here and now, you've wrapped up one hell of a season with the Utes. Just in short, for the season, you finished the season averaging 17 points per game, 2.8 rebounds, 1.8 assists, on extremely high efficiency, and we'll get into that. But I mean, in general, now that the season's concluded, how has your off season gone? Where are you kind of in terms of both mentally and physically, in terms of approaching your off season plans?
Mentally, it's been pretty good. It's kind of just like a refresher, a restarter since the season has ended and everything like that. Just so much. It was just so much game after game, after practice. So a little bit just to have a little break from that, being able to sleep in a little bit more in the morning, just small things like that has been pretty good for me. But for the most part, I just been staying in the gym every day, staying sharp, getting back, just making sure I'm not losing any conditioning or anything like that, keeping my wind up, getting some running in, keeping my tools sharp. And that's what it's been looking like for me on a day-to-day this far.
Love it. I kind of let in just talking about your end of the season averages and everything like that. I don't know if I'm being a little presumptuous here, speaking on behalf of the audience, but as a fan, as someone who's watched you play, I feel confident in saying you are a bucket. You know what I'm saying? And we'll get into your history of really, getting buckets and lighting up those nets. But for people who maybe aren't as familiar with your game, right? They'll look at this interview, they'll look you up, they'll see your stats and everything like that. But how would you describe your game? How would you describe yourself as a player?
I say first, I'm a playmaking guard. Just not just a lot of it is a lot of scoring. Definitely in one-on-one areas, I have moves. I'm fast, and it's an exciting brand of basketball where I can get to a shot I like more times than not if it's a one-on-one situation. But I think I'm just a playmaker all around. If it needs to be the right pass to be made, I'm making it. Just making winning plays, getting teammates involved, and just having fun. I like to run in transition because, like I said, I'm pretty fast, and I've been working on pretty much really a lot of times I was usually just a driver, mid range guy. I got to my floater a lot, but I became a much better shooter like the last couple of years. Just like being at a higher level in college and knowing I had to shoot the three ball at a higher level. I've been doing that more. So it's just like my game is pretty much expanding. I'm pretty much becoming a better player. Not more so like a different player, but just like added things and being a better player every year.
Yeah, I mean, again, if you look at your game logs from your entire collegiate career, I mean, a couple things stand out to me, as you just said, right? How you've expanded your game over time. I mean, as you said, right? You look where you started as a freshman. You said a lot of like driving, a lot of slashing, a lot of mid range, and by your senior year here at Utah, I mean, you're putting up like, let me see, I have your stats right in front of me, right? You're putting up like 6.3 3-point attempts per game, and you're knocking them down at like just under 39%, you
Mm-hmm.
know? So that's what I'm
Yeah.
saying. I mean, and again, I gotta admit, right? I am kind of like one of those analytics nerds, at
Yeah.
times when I
Yeah.
analyze the game. But I mean, to have north of a 50% true shooting on a 26% usage, I mean, that's extremely good. I mean, to have that that fine balance of both efficiency and volume, I
Mm-hmm.
think that's pretty unique. But let's take us back though. Obviously, we see all like the big scoring games, as you said, right?
Mm-hmm.
How you've really developed as a playmaker, but when did you really believe, like, when did you really start to believe, like, you know what, basketball is the sport that not only I want to play, but like I want to play it at a high level. Like I can actually make this a big part of my life.
Hmm. Yeah, I think for me, honestly, it was pretty early. It was around middle school, like my seventh grade year, just like a middle school, like my sixth grade year, I was just still playing for fun. I wasn't making it my life or nothing like that. My middle school team, we won a championship. My seventh grade year, I switched over to a different school. We won a championship as well, and at that point, it was just like yeah, I'm kind of like one of the better players in my city, in my state, like to be honest. So it's like I could really do something serious with it. I started pretty much making it like, yeah, this what I'm gonna do. By the time I got in eighth grade, it was like I'm trying to be a varsity freshman and getting big looks from colleges and taking this thing to the next level. And I just started falling in love with it even more, having more fun with it as I'm getting more serious with it and just staying with it. So I say that was around the time, like around my middle school days was the time I'm just like, all right, this pretty much what I want to do in my life. I really don't know nothing else and I'm pretty good.
I'm curious, around that time, how tall were you?
I was maybe middle school, I was maybe 5'2". I was little and skinny. I was maybe like 5'2".
See,
Yeah.
and that's what I'm saying, right? Like I always like to ask like players that because I think that's when like, okay, the maturation of your game was really skill based as opposed to like
Yeah.
like that early
Yeah.
growth spurt.
Yes,
Um,
yeah, for sure.
so I mean, moving into high school, you ended up like your senior year, right,
Mhm.
of high school. Correct me if I'm wrong. You averaged 38.1 points per game,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah, crazy.
Like a lot of us that are like fans of the game, we've probably played it at some level, but I think there's a lot who've never actually really been in that position, right? Not
Mhm.
only to have the skills to be able to do something like that, but also to have the trust of your teammates, your coaches, and everything like that. Um, what was it like, because it seems like everywhere you've gone, you really have had that level of trust placed in you, right?
Mhm.
Where, they feel confident that you do warrant like that much volume, those types of possessions, and that they have confidence that you're going to cash in on them. So yeah, what was it like kind of stepping into like kind of like that leadership role at an early age?
It was it was pretty much I think it matches my personality. I think it fit exactly who I am as a person. Just like having confidence in myself and not it's never in an arrogant way. So I think it's more so like people around me can respect it. Like my coaches, they give me that type of freedom because it's just like it's in a humble way, but I'm confident in myself. Just like my freshman year going into high school, I was on JV like for the most part. I was like suiting up for varsity games after the JV games, but I was never really getting in, and it never was like, man, I'm better than these dudes on varsity. It was just like I'm playing basketball, I'm having fun, I'm getting better here. I know when my time will come just like that, and I think just having that humility within myself, it's just like I think people actually they respected it a little bit more because it's just like I'm not trying to outdo nobody or make anybody feel any type of way. I'm just trying to continue to be better and just have fun with this gift God gave me. So I think just those type of things, just like who I am as a person, helped a lot of my teammates and my coaches around me to put me in a position to be a high volume guy and just trust me to do what I do because it's never in a selfish way or arrogant way. I'm playing the right way and I'm just making the most out of the opportunity.
Yeah, and I mean, you did it at a high level, especially coming out of Wisconsin. A lot of good players have come out of your area. I mean, when you were in high school, who were like some of the best players that you kind of went up against? Best or maybe most notable.
Yeah, I think maybe do you know who Pods is from the Golden State Warriors? Brandon Podmisky?
I mean, if you could see my virtual background, I mean, I use this because this is how people know me, like on social media. It's like my avatar. But yeah, I mean, I'm a diehard Warriors fan, so of course I
Yeah,
know who
oh, I
Pods
see, I
is.
see it, I see it.
Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, my guy Pods. We didn't ever play against each other like in a real organized game, but just both being around here from Milwaukee, just like the open gyms, it gets real competitive. Like playing against them in open gyms, and even like we had showcases like that the AAU team, like Tyler Hero's AAU team. It was like some showcases and stuff we played against each other in a few times, and then it was also Michael, this guy from back home, Michael Foster. He
Oh
played a
yeah.
little bit of G League, and he played. I
Yeah.
think he played a little bit in the NBA for a little minute. Yeah, big Michael Foster. He was
I
always
think he
bigger
was with
than
the Sixers
everybody.
at one point.
Yep,
Right.
he was at the Sixers at
Yeah.
one point. Yep, and he actually won the G League championship with them. But yeah, big Mike Foster playing against him, and who else? Pat Baldwin. Pat Baldwin was pretty good as well. He got drafted by Golden State, I believe, in the second round.
That's right. That's
Hmm.
right. I think he's
Yeah.
with I want to say he's with the Kings right now. Like right now, right now.
Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, I didn't know that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. I think he got picked up a couple weeks ago. So I'm happy for him. Yeah.
Mhm.
Um, so all that to say, I mean, actually, it's cool that you mentioned Pods in the sense that like he himself had like his own interesting journey, right? Started out
Mhm.
at Illinois after high school, started out at Illinois, ended up transferring to Santa Clara. You also have had a
Mhm.
pretty colorful journey throughout your collegiate career, and actually, the reason why I knew of you was from when you started at Hawaii Hilo.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I
Mhm.
have a brother-in-law who lives in Hawaii, so that's when I first like
Oh.
watched you all those years ago. I was like, oh, cool.
Mhm.
But
Yeah.
yeah, walk us through that, like how after high school you decided to start there, and how kind of it took you to Western Kentucky, and then eventually to
Mhm.
Utah.
Yeah, so the thing with like my senior year of high school, like as you said, I averaged 38 points a game. Like I was kind of expecting like to at least like have a few D1 looks or something like that. If not, in my mind, I'm like, okay, I could just go to a high level junior college to get to where I gotta go.
Right.
But even that was tough just with COVID and everything like that. That's when it just really it was at its peak. So everybody got their year back. Everybody was going back to their school. So it's like it wasn't really a lot for me, and it was a lot of just questionable things like my weight, everything, size, and everything like that. So what happened was Hawaii Hilo reached out to me, and and that connection came from a assistant coach that was at Hawaii Hilo. He was from Milwaukee, so he was always even just hearing about me, knowing about my game and everything like that, and that was pretty much it was like one of the two opportunities that I really had, just like at a school that really wanted me and wanted me to come play and have a big role. Like, so it was just kinda it almost was like that's what this one I had to do. I wouldn't really have it drawn up like that. I'm going to Hawaii. Like
Yeah.
I'd never even been out of Milwaukee yet at this point. So it was like it just came about like that, and I just feel like it was God's plan. Like it was clear to me that it was really no other option for me except maybe like really low level junior college, like maybe like Division
Right.
three or Division two JUCO or something like that. So Yep, I got to know the coach that was from Milwaukee really well. We had a lot of mutuals and everything like that. Had some good conversations, and then right probably even before graduation, I ended up committing to the Hawaii Hilo. But I still always had it in the back of my mind that I know I'm a Division I basketball player. So it's just like
Yeah.
whenever I got to do to get there, I'm gonna just let God's plan work out and just keep getting better for sure.
No, and I mean, again, like I love that mindset, and you definitely maximized your time there. I mean,
Hmm.
I believe what you average around 15.2 points per game.
Yes, sir.
I think let's see. Yeah, you earned like Pac West honors as a freshman. So I mean,
Hmm.
like, yeah, I think you definitely you came and you saw and you conquered,
Yes,
so to
sir.
speak.
Hmm.
So after that though, after like kind of COVID died down or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And
Hmm.
there was a little bit more opportunity for scouts to see you a little bit more closely to get a more updated assessment of your game.
Hmm.
What ended up leading you to Western Kentucky?
So after D2, I entered the portal. My mindset was always I'm trying to get D1 anyway. So I entered the portal after D2. I didn't really see myself staying there, even though that it was a blessing for me that opportunity was. But I ended up getting to the portal just with hopes of going D1, and then it ended up wasn't a really still a lot of D1s really sold on me. So I ended up going to a junior college, which still to this day I think was the best thing I did. I think that was still like my best decision I made as far as basketball for sure. So I went to Indian Hills Community College, and the head coach at Indian Hills Community College, after our year finished up, he ended up getting the assistant coaching job at Western Kentucky.
Oh, okay.
And one day at the end of the year, as he was like letting us know like he gonna take this job, he let me know like it's just an opportunity for me over there to come with him. So I took that opportunity for sure. Definitely because my relationship with this coach, my coach Hank from Indian Hills, which is he's the head coach now today at Western Kentucky, but he got the job as an assistant there. So he got the job as an assistant there at Western Kentucky, and I followed him there. So that's how I ended up there at Western Kentucky.
I mean, I'd like to think, right? I'd imagine that the continuity definitely helped, not just
Hmm.
the opportunity, but like furthering your own development as
Yeah.
a player.
For sure. And then just making that jump D1 and having somebody right there like there with me like that. Yeah. So that was good for me for sure.
Yeah. And then as we are now here in the present, I mean, you were able to use your extra year of eligibility at
Hmm.
Utah. What
Yeah.
exactly drew you to Utah?
I think so. My main thing with after I left Western Kentucky after my second year, as good as much as I loved Western Kentucky and my coach who was the head coach at my last year at Western Kentucky, my junior college head coach was my D1 head coach now. So it's like you would think that's all I can ask for how much I love that dude. But my thing was just like at this point, I got an extra year from junior college. I think I just want to show this same production at the highest levels, like the level like pretty much you dream of as a
Yeah.
kid playing basketball, like Big 12, like SEC, having that opportunity. I think that would help me for my resume and what I'm trying to do moving forward to be a professional basketball player. So that was just a thought about that. And Utah, they had a new coaching change and everything, and the coach actually came from the Dallas Mavericks coaching staff. So that was the first thing that really drew me to that. Cause like, that's what I'm looking for. Like I'm looking to be a
Right.
professional. I'm looking to be in that league, and you're the head coach. You're coming from that firsthand. So I think that was like a that was like a great tour that drew me to Utah for sure. Just that his experience with NBA players, NBA level play style, and everything like that.
Nice, nice. And it's interesting that you mentioned being able to prove not just to others but to yourself that you can maintain that same level of production, that same level of impact at a higher level. And I mean, I think one of the things that stands out to me is you're like remarkably consistent, right? Like at every destination you've gone to, you're always like averaging anywhere from 15 to 17 points per game.
Mhm.
It's efficient, and more specifically, you're an Iron Man. Like you don't you don't miss games and you play
Yeah.
a lot of minutes, right? Like
Yeah.
I mean, again, I'm not trying to throw shade at any league or any program, but I mean, nowadays, kind of load management
Yeah,
is
for sure.
a more accepted way of kind of managing a team, so to speak, and
Yeah.
yet you don't seem to do that. Like, where does that mindset come from? Like, how do you kind of like wire yourself that way where it's like, no, like I'm gonna play heavy minutes as long as I'm allowed to, and I'm
Mhm.
gonna play every game I'm allowed to.
Yeah, like I feel like really it's just a blessing just to be durable. Like I got teammates who injured themselves and had to sit out for years, and I just can't even imagine it. Like it's I can't I feel for them, and it's just a blessing to me that I'm able to be durable and to be able to play for all these years with no serious injuries of any kind. So I think it's just my response to God, just the blessing He gave me to be able to do it. It's just like, shoot, I'm able to play. Like I'm gonna play my hardest and just to be out there and just show him how grateful I am that I'm not injured, that I don't have to sit out. Because it have been times like I done rolled the ankle, nothing serious, but had to sit out of practice, and I thought like, man, I don't even know what I'm doing with myself right now. It just so when I'm out there
Yeah.
on that court, it's just like I feel like that's just my response to him. Like that's the mindset for sure. Just like showing him how grateful I am that I'm able to be out here, that I'm physically able and capable to be out here for sure, and just the skills he gave me to just utilize it for sure.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, you mentioned it, at the top of the episode about, again, in your off-season plans, continuing to be meticulous about your conditioning.
Mhm.
But you also brought up, right, how in the past coaches have kind of been, a little, hesitant or skeptical about to what extent you can be effective given, like, quote unquote size concerns. And yet, again, as you said, right, playing in the Big 12, you continue to show that durability. I mean, can you kind of give us a little a little insight, a little background into like how you kind of go about your training and conditioning regimen, in terms of like how you continue to keep yourself fit to be able to compete night in, night out.
hmm For me, like I feel like always like since probably like high school, like I always thought like the only thing that could really stop me is just like getting tired fast or just not being in good enough shape or having to come out, and I feel like already being undersized and stuff like that. I at least had to have that edge, that advantage of not really getting tired and stuff like that. So for me, it's a lot of running, like workouts, all game reps. If I'm just making everything running, like if I'm doing spot shots, I'll run a half court and back and then get the spot shot. Just keeping myself really having a different type of win to me, like a different type of edge to me, because I feel like everybody gets tired in the game. Like I just want to get tired probably the last. So like when other people tired, I got the edge over them and can take advantage of that. So just really for me, it's just been keeping my wind up and just trying to find any advantage. I always thought that was a good advantage to have over people just because I was undersized and stuff like that. So maybe you get tired and I'm not tired. I thought that'd be a huge way to exploit something for sure.
Nice, nice. Well, again, I mean, it seems like you pay a lot of attention to detail to, again, like keeping yourself prepared. Like physically, mentally. I think your body of work shows that like you can identify the things that you need to improve on, and you've shown that improvement year over year. But even though you're completing your final year of collegiate eligibility, I mean, I don't think you're necessarily. I mean, I don't want to. Again, I don't want to speak for you, but I'm assuming
Mhm.
you don't believe that you are a finished product yet, right?
Yeah, that's a fact for sure. It's still a lot more things I know that I got to key into that I haven't, and it always seemed like that. So I just try to keep focused on one thing at a time, getting better at one thing at a time. Like I know I still gotta get bigger. I gotta put more size. Like I play a little physical, but it could be way more better. And I feel like with the weight I want to put on and stuff like that, and just how I want to tone up physically would definitely help to what I'm trying to do for sure.
Nice, nice. Well, again, what are certain things, before we wrap up, like what are certain things about your game that maybe, the box score just doesn't accurately reflect? What is something that you want, like, fans, coaches, maybe scouts to know that maybe we should be like paying more attention to?
I think, and definitely specifically like this past year, I think just more so of making the right plays. Like a lot of time this year, we kind of struggled as a team this year. So I think a lot of the times, like just like the assist, like the 1.8 averaging assists that really don't show if you will watch a game. Like I'm making the right plays, making the right passes to teammates, and I don't think a lot of times things like that don't show up. Just like even a jump I made, like that I noticed on myself, and even my coaches this year noticed, just like guarding the ball way better than I did in previous years. Like that, just continue making jumps, and like those the type of like the jumps we all see, scoring average and everything, stuff like that. But just like defending on the ball or rebounding, like I had like 2 8 rebound games this year, just like rebounding, like boxing out, like hitting somebody, just stuff like that that affects winning. I think that all the time don't come up in the box score. Sometimes it do. I might have six. I had like a 6 assist game this year. Like sometimes it do, but a lot of times it don't. Just making the right play, playing the right way, just not being a pig for scoring, just stuff like that.
Nice. And even though you're still very much continuing your basketball journey, before we wrap up, because there are probably a lot of hoopers, younger hoopers, who are in the same position you were, right? What's some advice that you would give them, just given what you know right now?
I will for sure just say chase your dreams. Like it's your dream you got, just chase it. It's always another side of your mind that could think about the risk factor of it. But I would just say, man, chase your dreams. A gut feeling you have, chase it, man. Like you wouldn't want to live with that regret no matter what. Just stay prayed up no matter how it goes. Just know it's God's plan for you. Like I really do remember, like my freshman year when I was transferring out, it was the year Kansas had won the championship, and one of my coaches, I would say his name. It was one of my coaches though. He asked me when I was like the meeting to transfer. He like, do you really think you can play at like a place like Kansas? And I'll never forget when we played Kansas at Kansas this year. And I remember just Bill Self telling me like, yo, man, you're a hell of a player. It's just like it was a full circle moment for me that I always remember. So I just say that's a testimony right there, man. Just chase your dreams, no matter how it seemed, no matter what it looked like on the surface, what you feel in your heart, man. Go after it with everything in you, for sure.
I love it, man. Well, I think with you continuing to carry that mindset and that drive, I mean, I can't say for certain, but I feel, I'd feel very good, right, about your chances of having a successful pro career. So.
My man, I appreciate that, my man.
Yeah. Well, again, definitely, for anyone, everyone who is watching this, definitely encourage everyone to continue following Don. I'm sure we'll be seeing you a lot at all the different, like, all the combines and, off-season tournaments and everything like that.
Mhm.
But yeah, we definitely look forward to catching up and seeing, what the next step is for you.
Yes, sir. I appreciate you, my man.
All right. Take care, and we'll see y'all on the next episode.
Yes, sir.